Hello and welcome to Revsportz. Well, one of the reasons India is 1-0 up in the series definitely is none other than Yastika Bhatia. Yes, Jemima Rodriguez was the player of the match, and it was clearly said because of the number of runs that she has scored. But I have always believed that impact of runs is also important. And when I say this, I'm not discarding a single run scored by Jemima Rodriguez because those were absolutely important. But when 2 wickets are down that early, and let's face it, when Smriti Mandana gets out that early, Shafali is out in a T20I game, you're looking to rebuild, right? When you look to rebuild, there are times when you go behind the score and then it becomes very difficult to make a comeback. That is where I thought Yastika Bhatia's innings changed it all. We did rebuild, but we rebuilt with force. She was aggressive. 27 runs of Izzy Wong's over. Think of this, you end the first over 7 for 2. You end the second over with 27 runs from Izzy Wong, and suddenly the pressure that was supposed to be in the Indian camp has gone on to the England camp. That is why Yastika's innings was that impactful. It was Yastika Bhatia, probably that's one of the reasons. It was Yastika Bhatia who came for the press conference as well. And you also have to understand the whole return from injury, ACL surgery, a nagging surgery. She was supposed to be part of the World Cup squad, the ODI World Cup squad, the World Cup squad which won the trophy ultimately, but a sudden injury definitely took her out of the team, and then it must have been frustrating. In fact, one of the journalists asked her how was the journey. She did thank everyone at the COE, the BCCI, her family, her friends, her teammates. She specifically mentioned Jemima, and a lot of the coaching staff too were in touch with her when she was going through the whole process of recovery. But also, she said something which is very significant to understand a player and to understand why this 50 runs are absolutely like gold dust for someone like Yastika's confidence, which in turn is like gold dust for India. She said in the post-match press conference that there were days when nothing was happening, There was no recovery, there was no progress, no visible progress seen. Of course, progress happens from day to day in that kind of a surgery, but no visible progress. So it was frustrating. There were days which were not that positive, but because of the support around, because of the whole cushioning, the support, the encouragement that Yastika got from her family, her friends, as she kept saying, from everyone at COE, BCCI, her teammates, it is brilliant that she was able to keep herself positive. As a player who has herself suffered from injuries and has not been able to make a comeback after that, I know it is difficult to make a comeback, and it can make you extremely negative, extremely frustrated. But it is phenomenal that she made a comeback, and 8 months of the game she makes a comeback, and then she played. The first shot was square of the wicket. She looked so confident, so good, and so much in touch. And Yastika did mention how Jemmy kept talking to her even after that power play. All of us saw that Yastika slowed down. That is when Yastika was like, Jemmy kept talking to me. Even in the beginning, Jemmy came and said, you know what, you and I have been batting well in the nets. Let's form a partnership. So it's a matured Jemima Rodriguez who handled a young I mean, they have been teammates for a long time. When I'm saying young, it's because probably the international exposure for Yastika has been less due to a number of injuries. So, as I said, those 40 runs have a lot of impact if you see. And I'm continuously saying 40 because after that the innings really slowed down, and that's one part that Yastika herself realizes and says that, you know what, I need to work on, and I have to become better at rotating the strike in the middle phase as well. But think of this, you come out to bat, frustrating months, injury, something that, I think Snehachish and I had discussed about Shriyanka as well. The first match after coming back from such injuries is extremely important, can be a make or break for the confidence of a player. And Yastika clearly had a superb game as far as that is concerned. What that does is gives the team management a very good headache now. Yes, it's a very good headache because it will be tempting to have the left-handed Yastika at number 3. But when Harmanpreet Kaur comes back at number 4, so do you then push Jemimah Rodriguez again to number 5? Or do you push Jemmy to 3 and Yastika to number 5? Or do you kind of plan it this way that, say, for example, if Shafali gets out early, then you send in Jemmy. But if Smriti gets out early, then you send in Yastika, which means there will not be a place for a batter like Bharti Fulmali because, of course, Harman has to come back to the team at number 4. So this is a brilliant headache before the World Cup, and this is the kind of headache that I'm sure Amol Mazumdar, Harmanpreet Kaur and the rest of the the team management will enjoy, the selectors will enjoy having. A conversation about that, who to get into that playing 11, who fits into the best playing 11. But as far as Yastika is concerned, she has put a very, very, very strong foot forward and a confident innings. She looked extremely happy, confident in the post-match press conference, as it should be. And I think in the long run, it only helps India. As I said, those 40 runs at the beginning in the power play actually gives a lot of confidence, not only to Yastika Bhatia, to India as well. Do keep watching Revsportz. I will be joining you next, straight from Bristol, because that's where the second T20I is. And who knows, we might seal the series there. Thank you. Do like, share and subscribe.